G'day folks, welcome back to MCNews. My name's Wayne. We are in Austria. The one without the kangaroos. We're on that thing, KTM's new 890 SMT. We loved the old SMT at MCNews. Hell of a bike. Trev actually owned one. My first ride of an SMT was Trev's bike, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. So when there was a bit of a chance that I was going to be in Europe, we came up with a bit of a cunning plan, and that is for me to do the mother of all road trips on this, from Austria to Italy to Switzerland, back to Italy, maybe a MotoGP visit while I'm there, and then all the way back up to Austria. So we've got days and days. This is day one, and so far so good. Except these guys, everyone drives on the wrong side of the road over here. It's crazy. I might start joining them. It's probably going to be a bit easier for me. Now, let's get into it. This is going to be an awesome trip.
As with all good itineraries, this one changed about 1,000 times. We're starting in Mattighofen at KTM head office, and we'd head south to Lake Misano, where we'd turn and head across to Livigno and then carry right through to Grindelwald in Switzerland. The following day we'd head southeast, down through to Sarnico, and then from there we continued on all the way down to Rimini, next to the Misano track, where we were going to stop in for a MotoGP visit. From the MotoGP track, we continued on out through to San Marino, stopping in Verruccio, and then the following day we headed out to Tuscany proper, stopping in San Gimignano, before then heading back up north, back up through Verona, then all the way back up to Innsbruck, and then the last couple of legs back through to Hallstatt and back into the Mattighofen head office at KTM. So on that first day, we headed pretty much straight for the mountains and headed out through to Zalamsee, beautiful little lake, and then we made our way towards the Grossglockner Pass. Really, this was God's country already on day one, so the rest of the trip was going to be amazing. The halfway stop on top of the pass was simply breathtaking. Great view of the bike, chance to stop, check over everything, and then carry on from there. And so this was going to be an awesome trip, with some pretty amazing lookouts right from day one. The run down the other side was pretty spirited. I was chasing an old 911 with old mate in the front really not wanting to let me past. But we had some fun, and I finally did get past at the end. And then there was some nice flowing roads as we came down the other side of Grossglockner, down towards our first stop. But I couldn't continue on without stopping to take a few pics of the stunning Dolomites.
So we're about half an hour away from our destination, but this is a pretty photogenic spot, so I thought I'd better take some video. Not a bad first day, huh? We're in Italy. Ciao, Italy.
And that was our first stop for the night. Lake Misano. I've been to worse places, to be honest. Not a bad first night at all. The day has dawned, cloudy one. Took a photo earlier of yeah, I've just seen earlier on, you could just see the mountains in the background. It's all clouded over now, well, that's okay. But we're headed off for day 2, which should be pretty rad. But yeah, this isn't a bad way to start the morning. Not terrible. Seriously, look at that. Look at that. Hey, bit of rear wheel slip there. Still not a heck of a lot of temperature in the tyres. So I took a road before that I thought was the Jiao Pass. Turns out I missed the turnoff. Another nice road nonetheless. This is super twisty. We'll get up there and we'll probably take a photo, I reckon. Quick shift definitely works better when you're up it. As in, oh, there's going to be no photos today because we're through the clouds. No. No photos today, huh? I don't speak a lot of German, but I know what that means. Oh, look at that bridge up there, that's cool. I think we're going across that one. But if you haven't been to Italy, northern Italy, it's like this. Gorgeous. Do yourself a favour, get over here and do it on something like this. This is brilliant so far. Just brilliant. Whoa. Look at that. Alright, cut the corner, boys. Make me change my line. Damn. Good grief. Carez is quite nice. As far as your, you know, Italian mountain village vibe goes. If that's your bag, get along. I think it's my bag. So what are we? 40 minutes away from Stelvio, I think. So we're heading up. Oh, look at that. There are a lot of cyclists over here. A lot of cyclists. Like, I was expecting a lot, but there's way more than I had imagined. Oh, here's a corner. You don't need to be that wide, dude. I think we might be here. So the road is quite narrow. Pretty bumpy. And super tight hairpins. So if you're not a fan of hairpins, maybe don't have this pass on your list, because there's a lot of them. Jesus Christ, we're going up there. Holy shitballs. This is where it is at. About 3/4 of the way up. We've just come up there. All those switchbacks, and still more to go. We're going all the way up there. He's from Brisbane and he's just about at the top. What's your name, mate? Greg. Greg.
Riding with 4 mates from down the road there.
So you're in front then?
Yep.
Yeah. So your mate's a shithouse.
No, they're getting there. One's got a sore neck and the other one's too fat.
Oh, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, I know, right? It's God's country here. But hey, good. Bump into another Aussie. Have fun, mate.
Thank you. See ya.
He's nearly at the top. Go, mate, you got this! Oh, that is funny. Halfway around the world. The way down looks a little bit more flowing from up there where I was looking, but that may not be the case.
Turns out it was the case. The run down the other side was much more open.
Brakes have been good so far. Absolutely zero sign of fade. Yeah, well, we're going down there now. That looks awful. Ian was there. Hey, Ian. So Stelvio is done. The big peaks are probably behind me. I'm heading to Livigno. Fueled up. Was on reserve. Kind of snuck up on me actually. Need to keep an eye out on that. But yeah, things are going all right. Another pretty little town.
a bit fresh this morning. The sun is still not through here, so the road's pretty cold, and we're heading into that cloud. That's going to be cold. But I'm just wearing the Moto Dry Outer, the summer layer with a t-shirt under it. We'll be fine once we get out into the sun a little bit. I'm not actually even wearing the pants. I'm just wearing some Kevlar jeans because it will get hot later on. I normally don't wear Kevlar jeans when I'm at home, but it's pretty warm. So, I've been losing a lot of sweat in the last couple of days. Mid-30s, and just, you know, playing around on the bike, wearing a backpack. So yeah, but this is cool. Oh wow, look back there. Hopefully when I come around here I can slow down enough to look back down the valley. That's pretty groovy. We are in Switzerland, baby. Just had a coffee. And as the sign says, we're doing the Albula Pass, which should be good fun. We'll follow these boys for a little bit and then we'll hook in. Righto, next corner, Graham. This is me. Snuck up.
That run up the Albula continued for a long while. Had a lot of fun with Graham and his mate. I'd charge past them and then let them catch up. Rinse and repeat. Lots of fun. Amazing scenery as it changed through really rocky sections to much more flowy, green, tree-lined areas, lakes everywhere. Just a stunning pass.
Oh wow, little lake down there. Back solo again. Left Graham and Eric at the last town. We had lunch. Great to see Graham again after far too many years. Whoa. What is that, an old Merc? That looks cool. Beautiful old Merc. And we're just coming into my lunchtime stop. But I'm going that way. Up and over, I think. We're just leaving Andermatt on our way to eventually Grindelwald. I haven't decided if I'm going by Spies or there's another little town. What? Look at that! Lost my train of thought. Well, wait till we get down here and I'll look down this canyon. Goes up that way. Water coming down through the mountains. And then we wind our way down there. Down around through that tunnel. All the way down there. So I've got my little vignette sticker because I think there's a little bit of highway, and then the highway's closed where I am. I think that dude's fishing down there. He is fishing. Good luck to him. So we scoot down here for 10 or 15 minutes, as I was told by the young fella when I stopped. That's rather pretty. And jump on the highway and hightail it out of here down towards Grindelwald. Well, that's rather pretty. There's a train bridge up here. That bad boy. So according to that, there's a dirty big lake around here somewhere. I reckon that's it there. That's going to have to be close. You're trying to see the road and the scenery at the same time. Now I admit that I do not know what those signs mean. Osfart. But they make me smile every time I see them. Just fueled up, rolling out of town. I'm going that way. Up there somewhere. This is Grindelwald. Somewhere in here tonight is where I am sleeping. Right, it's just gone 7 in the morning. The sun is only just getting to the tips now, so I'd need to be here for another couple of hours at least if I want to get good shots. Sadly, that ain't gonna happen. I got miles to eat, so we'll duck into Lauterbrunnen and see if we can get some pics of a waterfall coming out of a hill. Welcome to Lauterbrunnen. There's a waterfall coming out of a hill. Another one over here on the right.
There are actually 72 waterfalls in the Lauterbrunnen Valley, each one more magnificent than the last.
Not sure if I could find a more Lauterbrunnen spot. Little stroll over here. It's a bit rowdy. Very pretty. Riding into the sun, which isn't ideal, but what have we got? Just under 2.5 hours to go to Locarno. Holy shitballs! The Hornet just took off. Okay. Was not expecting that. The things you see when you just... There's another one. Okay. Where are they coming from? Can't even see the damn... Wow, that woke me up. That was freaking awesome. Holy hell! And that takes speeding really seriously around here. I better slow down. It's just mile after mile. Why do we still say miles? Why do I still say miles? I don't know. Just sounds better than kilometre after kilometre. But anyway. It is just turn after turn of gorgeous scenery. Oh, look at that. Look at that up there. See, look at that. You come around the corner, boom. And honestly, look at this. It's just incredible. Roads in the shadow are still a little slippery. The Bluey's humming along. What the hell? That water flows over the top of that tunnel. You have got to be kidding me. That's extraordinary. Unbelievable. What's the view like, do you reckon? That's not awful. Yeah, it's alright, I suppose. You like this sort of thing? Yup, D. Look at that picturesque fence behind him. There's sunlight. That means warm roads. Warm roads make Wayne happy. A lot easier than that guy was.
feel a bit of a rhythm. Aye. Aye. I don't know why I turned into a pirate just then. I admit that was weird. It was pretty fresh out there this morning, not cold. And then we've come into this tunnel, which I think goes for 17 kilometres. And you can see on the dash, it is warm in here. 32 degrees, and I reckon it feels warmer than that. So I think that thermometer is still catching up. Feels more like 35, 36. I think that's about 11 k's into the tunnel, so we're over halfway. You would imagine that the temperature should be peaking about now. 38 degrees in a tunnel. There you go. It's not something you get in Melbourne every day. This is us.
What sort of peanut forgets to turn the GoPro off, Wayne?
So this would be Bellagio. Oh yeah, look, it's alright. It's probably not really my vibe, to be honest. There were a lot of people there who were very, very, very keen to take selfies. Let's put it that way. And it's definitely a bit of a pain in the ass to get into and out of. So unless you are planning on staying somewhere for an extended period of time, I'm not sure I would include Como or Bellagio on my list again. Now granted, this is a bit of an extreme touring test. I'm just racking up the miles, right? But if I was with my family, or you were, you know, with your loved ones, you'd be driving a car, it'd be a nightmare. Yeah, I reckon there's better options. We have lots of boats there, and back there looks nice. That looks like a spot to pull over. We're in Sanico. Much more gooder than Como and Bellagio, if you ask me. This is more like it. Much less heavily trafficked. Time for a rest, stretch. I'll figure out what's up there.
Good morning, Sanico. Surrounded.
Day 5 was pretty much a travel stage. We dropped in early at an old castle on the way and then headed towards Bologna. Which was, quite frankly, one of the nicest cities that we stopped in on the whole trip.
This is proper old town. Oh yeah, this'll do us.
Great vibe.
huge amount of culture and history in Old Town Bologna, and I'd love to go back and visit it again. And then the next day was MotoGP day. Sadly, the plan for an orange podium didn't quite come to fruition, but Danny, Brad and Jack did the team proud. Those Italians are pretty parochial. Tuscany the next day. Lots of great back roads. But I think the highlight was each little village. Beautiful little town centre, so much gelato, and beautiful Tuscan views.
So this road, woohoo, that looks interesting. Yeah boy, this is a road that the Mille Miglia ran on. Oh, this is nice. Yeah. This is why you want to be on something like this. It's relatively light, super nimble. Handles really well, got more than enough power. Brakes are great. Obviously got, you know, road wheels, tyres and brakes. So you're not at a compromise. But, you know, I've got the boxes on the back. The brakes on this are really good. Really good. Trail brake right into corners. Gives you a bit more confidence on some of these stretches. Obviously I've never ridden any of these roads before, so. And it's just lovely, you know. Super comfy. If you want to get up it, you can get up it. If you want to take it easy and cruise, sit down, comfy seat, no problem. So I've just stopped in that last little town and made a decision. Oh, this is a very nice road, which is basically but I want to do more of these roads. So I've added another hour and a half onto today's riding. So my stop in at Florence will be a little short. Just enough to get some more food and rehydrate, get some fuel, take a picture to show that I really was there, and get back out on the road and enjoy some of this. Otherwise it was just going to be a transport stage through from... Hey, see, those brakes are good, aren't they? Grazie. Yeah, transport stage from Florence through to Verona. I still can't believe that there's bugger all people on this road. And don't get me wrong, I'm still taking it a bit easy, but we're having some fun. Man, those brakes are brilliant. So the road's not billiard table smooth. Bus. Did I mention those brakes are good? They definitely are. Whee! So we are... What are we? We're part way from Florence, heading back up towards Bologna. I'm trying not to take the highway because there's some fun little back roads up through this way, but yeah, we're coming out of Tuscany today, heading back up north towards the mountains, which is exciting. I'm pretty keen to get back in there, but there's some good roads to be found here today too. So only a short stop in Florence, took some photos. Yeah, they definitely knew how to build a church at one point, or two, or three, and a piazza, or two, or seven. Way too many people there for my liking though. I just wanted to get back out here onto the roads. But Bluey, as I have come to call it, the SMT here from KTM. Great little bike, perfect for this sort of stuff. Quite sporty when you need it to be, comfortable when you need it to be, perfect for today. So I'm going to clock up another 6 hours in the saddle today. What are we? I don't even know what day it is today, but I think I've only got 2 or 3 more days riding. So, but I'm going to get back out there, hey, because it's too much fun, and this is proving to be a fun thing. A fun thing. So what have we got? How many more hours to go? That many more today. 3 hours and 23 minutes of this. Yeah, we're having good fun. This is good. This is absolutely proving that you can tour on an SMT. Who would have thought? I don't know what sort of picture you're going to get here, but we're legging it down the highway. Straight to a roundabout. Oh, Oh, this is lovely. Where would you rather be? In Bellino, of course. Having a Heineken. Ah, forget that. I'm gonna keep riding. Ding! Downtown Malvino. Very pretty little place to be. So we're coming into Hallstatt now. Insanely pretty little lake. Very, very vertical mountains around it, especially this end anyway. So far I'm still dry. Yay! Hopefully we can find a spot on the lake near the water with a bit of a backdrop away from too much traffic noise. That might be asking a lot, but we'll see.
The roads between sort of Austria, Dolomites, right the way through to Switzerland are just God's country. If you ever get the chance to get over here and ride these roads, I would just do Austria through the Dolomites, through to Switzerland, spend some time in Grindelwald, around there, Interlaken, Lauterbrunnen and back again. Although, you know, after I got across to Grindelwald, I then ducked down past Lake Como, right the way down to Misano, ducked in, and there's some MotoGP footage hopefully. So yeah, ducked in on the sprint day for that, had a great day there, and then went out to San Marino, San Gimignano, awesome place. All of Tuscany was terrific, but yeah, I got to tell you, I sort of, even though Tuscany was nice and we had some good fun in some back roads, I kind of couldn't wait to get back into the mountains, back up here in, yeah, sort of, you know, Dolomites, Austrian Alps mountains sort of area, because it's just incredible. You know, you don't have this sort of scenery and these sort of roads in Australia. This is like everything dialed up to 11. So yeah, once that was done, north again, started heading home from San Gimignano up through Florence and Verona. Verona was lovely in particular, and then ducked up through to Innsbruck last night, back into Austria. Thunderstorm came through last night, and the weather had been impeccable for me, really hot and warm for the whole trip. No rain, didn't get rained on at all. Thunderstorm did come through last night. We had rain this morning when I woke up, and so I've timed it pretty well in between thunderstorm and the follow-up shower, which is about an hour behind me, I think. So basically did the 4 and a bit hour stint from Innsbruck through to Hallstatt here in the one go, stop for a coffee. And you can do that sort of thing on this bike. Super comfortable. Yeah, is really as you would expect it to be. Like, that 890 is a ripping engine, has been around. We loved it in the Adventure R, and in this form it's superb. Like, on the twisty roads in the mountains, nothing's going to get away from you if you don't want it to. Heaps of grip. That front end is really nice. Trail braking right the way up to the apex if you want to. I prefer, in terms of electronics, I prefer the street throttle on this, but have it in track mode so you can turn traction control off. Really super grippy. These these pannier boxes on the back go on and off really good, and they had more than enough storage for what I needed for the trip. In fact, I pretty much just lived out of one side. The other side had my wet weather gear and other stuff for just in case, if you like. But you know, the one side had my clothes, had everything that I need. All my gear worked super well. So yeah, really happy with everything. You can
You can feel the rear starting to move a little bit on corner exit when you're really getting up it. Not in a scary way at all. In a really comfortable way, in a really communicative kind of way. So it tells me that the shock is working well. It tells me that the tyres are working well, and I'm only going to do that on a bike when I feel really comfortable. Even with the luggage on here, you still feel super comfortable. In fact, you don't even really notice that it's there when you're on the charge. So yeah, big difference between having the weight here as opposed to up on top of the bike. So stay away from that if you can. And I'm just basically running these and a backpack with a laptop and some photo gear in it, and that's kind of it. And had a ball. Front screen works well, tiny little bit of buffeting, but not too much. No more than you would expect on any of these sorts of bikes. I am 181 and a bit centimeters. I reckon if I was a bit taller, there might be a little bit more buffeting, but I'm not bothered by buffeting unless it's really, really bad. And it's certainly not on this bike. I said that I prefer street map for throttle. I left it in track mode pretty much all the time, which you can adjust your throttle and everything else inside of. So I had track mode, street throttle, and the quick shift is definitely more aggressive in track mode, but I kind of preferred it that way and just use a little bit of a clutch to smooth it out when I wasn't on the charge. Otherwise it was fine. Quick shifter, while I speak of it, it is or felt a little bit sensitive to chain tension, so I nipped it up I think 2 or 3 days ago because I was just getting a couple of shifts that weren't quite right, and that came back into its own again, so just be aware of that. It's pretty common on a lot of bikes that your chain tension will actually play and muck around with your quick shifter's ability to find gears easily. But other than that, man, we had a ball here, myself and Bluey, as I've come to know it in the great Australian tradition of ironic nicknames. We've had a great time. It's got little shorty levers on this one, which I wasn't super comfortable with for the first 2 or 3 hours, and then you get used to them and then they're fine. I used to run those on my race bikes anyway, so I kind of got used to them again pretty quick. But yeah, if you can get over here and do it on a bike, something like this, because I've had 10 or 11 days. It'll be 11 days tomorrow by the time I drop the bike back. It's been awesome. The weather's been amazing. The roads have been incredible. Heaps of other people on the road. I met up with a mate, Graham, and his pal. We rode for a bit, chased him around, and had some fun. Met up with Nick from Machine as well. So thanks for those guys for making it the time even better while I've been over here. Met up with a bunch of other Australians over here as well. Just happened to bump into and hear somebody speaking in an Australian accent and go up and say g'day. It's pretty cool to get over here. But one thing I want to do is also just thank KTM for supporting this kind of mad little idea. We've got a great relationship with KTM in Australia and obviously over here as well, kind of by proxy. But when we reached out to KTM Australia and said, hey, we'd like to do a thing, a bit of a test, a marathon test of the SMT, would you be up for it? And they didn't hesitate. They said, yeah, go for it. So, big thanks to them. Thank you so much for actually supporting it and making it happen. Otherwise, I think we might leave it there, and I'll catch you on the next one. How good are motorbikes?
Holy moly. Jesus. This is definitely my vibe. Northern Italy, Alps, Dolomites, Switzerland, Austria. Yeah. Surely MCNews needs a European permanent correspondent. Trev? What do you say? Relocation fees? I reckon that's going to be a short conversation.